I want to add there, and I know y'all got a long agenda item tonight there. We've spent so far about $115,000, not counting salaries, here in just this library. We're starting to spend some money over at the high school, and that's where, when we finish here, that's the next campus we'll go to. We'll spend all the 440, I believe, roughly 446,000. I'm looking at Yale, I think that's correct. $446,000 before that is up in end of September, I believe, before October 1st. And we got a lot of need. As many books as we have added, we still have empty shelves. We'll keep plugging that till we get that right, because this is a two-year grant. Also want to thank, before I sit down there, we're getting a lot of donations for this AR reading. And that AR reading, as we well know, if they can't read and comprehend what they read and be excited, they're lost time we get third or fourth grade. And Miss Dow and Miss Williams and the rest of her staff's doing a super job. We just need to keep on and on and on. And get them where they can read, then we might have a student there that not only does well in high school, but goes on to college if that's their desire. And that's very important. But I want to recognize our donors, and then Tony, I'll let you add anything in closing there. Knox Furniture gave us a flat screen TV. That's for one of our points, people, our high points. Coca-Cola Balling Company here in Crockett gave us these huge bunnies right back there, and a Dr. Pepper bicycle, and a football and a basketball. And Pete and Jeannie Julian with Julian Insurance gave us an autograph football for the class of 2011, Doug. That's the ball game that we played Tatum there up to the quarterfinals, and we just talked about that today there, but another subject. But and then the Bulldogs football players, logos, etc., and Legos. So anyway, we're getting a lot of awards. These kids are excited of coming in here. We've actually had them locked out of here for about the last 2 weeks, so we could finish it. I mean, everything where this board table was, it was just a mess. But this group has done a super job, and I appreciate y'all as a board. Thank y'all.
Any other questions or statements?
Good job.
Well, it's nice. Particularly in view of the fact that the state funding for textbooks and technology has been combined and shrunk in the process. If we don't have resource materials like this for our students to get access, it further limits their ability to advance in a literary manner such as this. This is extremely timely for our students. Thank you very much for your work.
We would like to invite everybody whenever to just take a look and walk all the way around.
And y'all gonna be
Really soak
surprised
it
when
in.
y'all walk around, especially on this end over here.
Anything else? Item C, summer feeding program. Brandy Lambert's here, and I know she's got a few things she'd like to say to the board about the program.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for allowing us to be here to speak with you on behalf of the East Texas Food Bank regarding the summer feeding program. I'm Brandy Lambert, and I coordinate the child hunger programs at the East Texas Food Bank, and we cover a 26-county area in East Texas. We are constantly working with all the communities in our 26-county area to build programs where we address childhood hunger, because as educators, you know that if this is empty, this is going to stay empty. There's a direct connection between nutrition and education and the retention of the information and the progress of students, especially those who are at risk of hunger and live in so low socioeconomic statuses, that, you know, they're the ones who really rely on programs like the summer feeding program. I wanted just to take the opportunity again to come out and say how much we value your partnership here in Crockett ISD. We partnered with you last summer with the summer feeding program, and we would like to move forward with the partnership again for the 2013 year as well. Ms. Turner said that there were some questions regarding the summer feeding program and moving forward with the program to participate in partnership again this year. And so I brought along with me Joey Morris, our Director of Operations at the East Texas Food Bank, and my Programs Manager, Kirk Goodman, to help me address any questions that you may have regarding the summer feeding program and moving forward with the partnership.
I have one, distribution. How is the distribution, where is the stages of distribution coming from? Tyler?
Yes, sir.
And then it's done, what's the next stage before it gets here?
We actually contract out with vendor Meals on Wheels. The food bank provides the food for the program. Meals on Wheels serves as our vendor and catering service, so they prepare all of the food, package the food according to health department guidelines and regulations. It is packed in coolers.
That's in Palestine?
In Tyler. It is in Tyler, yes, sir. And from there, it is distributed across our 26 county area. Last year, we serviced 14 counties of our 26 county service area during the summer feeding program.
What is the mode of transportation to have it go from Tyler to Crockett?
We have, they provide a catering service, so they use vans and vehicles to bring the food transported here.
Meals on Wheels,
Yes, ma'am.
they provide the transportation.
Yes, ma'am. We don't have, of course, we have 18-wheelers and a fleet of trucks at the East Texas Food Bank that works towards getting food to our service area through our pantries and on-sites and so forth. But the capacity that we work with in the summer feeding program, over 2,500 meals a day, and that's lunch alone, we don't have the capacity of trucks to be able to get that to the places in East Texas that it needs to be to feed the children during the summer. So they have a fleet of vehicles that they do lease for the summer feeding program in order to provide the needs that we have for the catering purposes.
So is that Meals on Wheels per county, or is it the Meals on Wheels?
It is the Meals on Wheels in Tyler.
So they would bring it down to
Yes,
Houston
ma'am.
County.
Yes, ma'am.
I think last year we had a issue with the date on a food, and I don't remember the date, the expiration date. I don't remember what date it was on a Lunchable, and it was a huge issue. So could you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure, and actually, I'm going to
Yeah.
turn that over to Joey.
Yeah,
I'll let him answer that
I'm
question.
Joey Morris, I'm Director of Operations, and I did want to speak a little bit about that when I heard that there were some concerns about food safety. And I really want to make sure we're clear on, there was never an issue or concern with food safety. Using expired products is a code date that's recommended, and even USDA says in their food safety guidelines that any perishable item, that if it's maintained properly and frozen from a continued state from the time it expired till the time that it's thawed and served, is perfectly fine, and actually could stay good in that state indefinitely, frozen indefinitely. So a lot of times we run into questions around food safety, and it's not a question around food safety, it's a question around food quality. Sometimes a product that's been in that state can lose a certain amount of freshness or taste or whatever, but I had told Brandy and Kerr, if I understand that a lot of the public doesn't understand USDA food safety guidelines, and especially you guys are responsible and have to hear from concerned parents, it would be easier for us just to only use first run current products in this program and not even have to deal with those sort of concerns or issues. And we would be certainly willing to do that.
In other words, we're not gonna have anything that's 2 years out of date?
No, sir. Everything will be current first run production.
I believe I read online that you're not going to use the Lunchables anymore.
That's correct.
So what will you be doing this summer?
We actually have
Actually-
I'm glad you asked.
I'm glad you asked that question.
We have a menu.
And before you get the menu out, back to the Meals on Wheels, I know last year, Ms. Luann, were you picking them up last year, Ms. Luann, and transporting them down?
Yes, ma'am. We met right on the county line last year.
So will they bring them all the way, or will she?
We will get the meals here to you. Yes, ma'am.
Can I ask you a question too about, okay, we have a contract food service company, Chartwell. Are you contracted with the district or are you contracted with Chartwell? Did Chartwell contract with you? Or-
No, ma'am. We have no association with them whatsoever. We actually serve as a sponsor for this, the summer feeding program, in which we have a contract with TDA, which is the Texas Department of Agriculture. And they oversee and manage all aspects of the program and sponsors of the program.
For the summer feeding program?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but like in summer school, we have summer school. I mean, you feed anybody that would want to eat, and that's a wonderful thing, that it can be a parent walking in to eat or a child to, and
Well, with the summer feeding
Child.
program, it is only children
Children.
ages 1 to 18. 1 to 18. We do not feed the parents unless, you know, there are certain circumstances, like maybe a mother that may be 18 and has children. I mean, you do run across situations like that in which, you know, they're able to eat. There's no proof of age, income, eligibility, citizenship, or residency. So there's really no paperwork required on part of the child or their parent, you know, bringing them to eat. They just show up during that time. We work with tons of ISDs, Mineola, Wills Point, Martins Mill. We piggyback, we work with Palestine ISD. We work with several ISDs to provide their service for their summer feeding programs, whether they're mandated by the state or it's an elective program that they wish to have in their district as well.